good morning. Welcome back. Left the hotel a little early this morning, about 7:30. Hopped on the highway. Decided to head towards southern Arizona, as it is quite chilly here in the Socorro area, or just New Mexico in general. It was down to 23 or 24 degrees last night, so we got another hotel. We're ready to start camping. We're ready to start being outside, so we're gonna go find some warmer weather. We just topped off fuel, got some breakfast at McDonald's in Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. We got one more stop that I requested we make on our way, and that is in Hatch, New Mexico, so I can pick up some chilies. So we'll show you that here in just a minute. All right, Ken, we made it to Hatch. My request that we stop here.
Yep, time for chilies.
Time to buy some chilies. I'm gonna cut in front of traffic right here. I'm gonna go buy a 25-pound bag of chilies to take home. My Jeep's gonna smell awesome. My eyes might be watering for the next 2 weeks. But a lot of cool stuff here. All right, Ken, it's Hatch haul time.
Yeah.
What do we get?
I got green chili peanut brittle.
Ooh, that looks fantastic.
I know.
Pistachio or regular? Peanut.
Regular peanut.
You said peanut. We also got...
It says peanut.
I got 5 pounds of frozen green chilies.
Yep.
Mild.
Yep.
No, medium. No. I got hot. You got medium.
I got medium.
I also got some hot, dry chilies.
I got mild.
You got mild. I got hot.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, she did have a mild. And then I got a small pack of dried red extra hot chilies for my wife.
Yep.
And then we got some Hatch green chili mild salsa to eat with some tortilla chips while we're camping. We got some medium chopped up chilies to eat with our burritos that we're gonna be making today, tomorrow, whenever. And then you got some Hatch green chili hot sauce, not for you.
Nope, taking it home.
Taking that one home. And then we got another one that's in a bag. Oh, some mild hot Hatch chili salsa, not hot, to eat with some tortilla chips as well.
Yep.
Because why not?
Yeah, why not?
So
we're here. It's all Hatch. It's made here too.
It is the chili capital of the world. There's literally chilies hanging out everywhere. And I wanted to buy a big 25-pound bag, but then I chickened out, so I just bought a small Ziploc bag full.
Yeah, it works.
But it's gonna be fine.
It's easier to haul.
It's gonna taste good.
Yeah.
There's really not much around here.
A few moments later.
All right, so we just stopped. I don't remember the name of the little, I can't even call it a town. It was like 2 buildings. But there was a bunch of souvenir shops, the Continental Divide souvenir shops. Picked up some stuff for the families back home. I know Ken bought some stuff for the kids. I bought some stuff for my kids and for my wife. I got a couple new patches to add to my collection. You can see I got to fix a couple of them that are falling. Some more stickers for the rooftop tent. Yeah, just trying to split up the drive and do something interesting when we stop for gas. So start south of Tucson, basically right on the border. GPS says we'll be there in about 2.5 hours. Assuming we'll make at least one more stop. Before then, get some gas, last minute groceries. I still need some drinks to make it for a few days out in the desert. So yeah, that's what we're up to now. You can see we're still pretty much in the middle of nowhere. New Mexico, heading towards Arizona. So, been a good drive so far, no issues. It's amazing what these things can do, right? We see, you know, everybody trailering stuff, and we certainly can do that too, but to be able to drive cross country, you know, set the cruise at 75 miles an hour, and, you know, go do some of the trails that we did is just pretty remarkable to me still, even though I've been doing this for a long time. From the road here now that we've crossed into Arizona. We left Friday morning at 5 a.m.-ish Eastern time, time zone back home in Lansing, Michigan. It is currently Eastern time 3 p.m. on Monday. We have driven 1,945 miles, so 1,945 miles, and I am averaging, I don't really check normally, but I reset it just for this trip, just to see how many miles we've covered and everything. So I reset it when I pulled out of my driveway, so 1945 since my driveway. Ken's got about 40 miles less because I met him on the road. I'm actually averaging 14 miles to the gallon, which, full disclosure, driving from Michigan all the way to New Mexico, I was at about 12 to 12 and a half. It kept kind of fluctuating. It even touched 11.9 a couple times. But since we left Socorro and we've just been on basically I-10, and it's been, I mean, relatively flat, no wind. Like right now I'm averaging about 20, 21 miles to the gallon, which is freaking insane for this big old beast that's, you know, fully loaded with a bunch of stuff in the back. But yeah, you can see we've gone 1,900 miles, 14 miles on the dot. So hey, we picked up a lot in the last, you know, few hours of driving. So I don't expect that trend to continue. I would imagine it's going to be right back down to 12, 12 and a half by the time I get home, which is about what I normally get. Somewhere, you know, I'm usually in 13, 13 and a half just from regular driving the few times I've looked.
So I was trying to drive down the road to figure out where we're going. So we're heading towards Sierra Vista, and then this trail starts right on the border. But I don't really know what to tell you about it because I don't know anything about it. Bob does all the planning. Hey, Bob?
Yes, sir.
Can you fill us in on anything about this trail? Because I know nothing.
Yeah, sure. No problem. So, okay, well, I don't know a lot about it to begin with either. I know, you know, whenever we talk about where we want to go, there's a few things that we have, I wouldn't say requirements, but things that we always talk about, right? And for this time of year, the primary one is always we need to find some decent weather because, you know, neither one of us wants to camp, you know, when it's 20 degrees out or whatever, it's snowing. So, you know, that kind of pushes us towards this, like, New Mexico, Arizona, you know, Southern California area. So I started looking for, you know, trail systems or cool things to see. You know, I always download, like, way more trail maps than I think we would ever have time to do. But just, you know, depending on where we end up, it'll just give us options. So the one that we're heading to right now is one of the, like, super long backcountry discovery routes. So this is the Arizona backcountry discovery route. It's like almost like 800 miles, 900 miles, something like that, which basically stretches all the way, you know, north to south through the entire state of Arizona. So we're going to be running it starting in the south, so basically on the border, the Mexican border, and riding it basically straight north for 800 miles. And it's going to hit a few of the things that we really, really enjoy on these trips. You know, one of them is, you know, it's going to be warmer than it is back home, right? So we just left New Mexico, Socorro, and it was like 24 degrees yesterday. So, you know, it's already almost 60, and we're not even there yet. And it's going to get a little bit warmer as we get further south. So that's, you know, definitely going to be one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is, you know, break from the cold. But also, it's super remote, right? So that's the other thing that we always like to do is just kind of get off the beaten path and, you know, just away from civilization and things from a few days or for a few days at a time. We're going to be hitting some mountain ranges, so obviously it'll be a little colder up there. You know, might see snow, I don't know, you know, to give us a little bit of a challenge so we're not just staring at a dirt road. But the other nice thing is that it takes you around some areas that you and I have already explored that we absolutely loved. And if we decide to go back to some of those same trails, I think we can. But I've also mapped out some other places, some other trail systems that I think sounded, at least from the descriptions, like something that we might want to do. And then the other thing that we do on these trips is, you know, if we're in the area and there's some of those cheap badge of honor trails, you know, we try to hit those. You know, I've got a bunch of those badges, like up on the headliner of my Jeep. I know you got yours on your tent. So we're going to pass through a couple new ones, at least in the same general vicinity of where they are, which is Table Mesa and the back way to Crown King. So again, just options if we decide to do that. But yeah, this trail, I mean, it's just off the beaten path. I would imagine it's going to be a lot of, you know, two-tracking through super remote stretches of the desert in Arizona and through some, you know, some tribal reservations and just off the beaten path kind of stuff. And it just sounded kind of neat. And, you know, it's going to be nice warm weather for us to camp.
Could you imagine asking a guy a question and that's what I get every time? And people wonder why I'm not mad when he's not around. It's That was one question and one answer. You understand what I deal with now. It's asinine. I'm sorry you had to hear that, but now you understand what I have to deal with on a daily basis with this guy and why we have our own Jeeps. That was one question and one answer. I don't know how his wife deals with him. I'm glad she has more custody than I do. That's for sure. All right, we just technically got off the road. We went through the gate. The rule is if the gate's open, leave it open. If the gate's closed, make sure you close it. We had to go on to the Arizona website, the government website, and buy a pass, so we're allowed to be on their land, kind of like our ORV passes in Michigan. And I'm gonna venture to say we're gonna have a lot of pinstripes. This road probably doesn't get used a lot. And looking at the map, there's just trails everywhere in here, so I don't expect this to be difficult. This isn't gonna be like some hardcore rock crawling. Mostly just kind of two-tracking, find somewhere really cool to camp for the night, and just kind of see where the adventure goes. Driving into everything.
This was not something that we had pinned or downloaded in terms of directions, so we're just kind of out exploring.
So far, I'm not feeling a need to tear down the...
All right, so we found a little riverbed. You get some light on here. Found a little riverbed. We're gonna set up the grill right there in the riverbed. Have some steaks. I'm gonna get the steaks ready. Maybe some rice, potatoes, asparagus. What do you want with it?
Want to do asparagus and
a steak? Steak and asparagus? Yes, no?
Yep.
All right, so let's get some steak and some asparagus ready. We're gonna prep that now. All right, so we got some steaks, a couple ribeyes from Costco in St. Louis, Missouri when we stopped. Ken's bringing paper plates so we don't have to do dishes.
And I'm gonna go get our grill going.
And he's gonna get the grill going while I get these steaks seasoned and get the asparagus seasoned. So let's get on with that, shall we?
What do you want on here?
Enough to cook 2 steaks, buddy, and some asparagus. 2 ribeyes. We're going to use our free gas station olive oil to season some of this. Why was it free, you might ask? Because the guy at the gas station couldn't figure out how to scan it, so he said screw it and just threw it in the bag. So we got a free one. What goes good with steak and asparagus, Ken?
I go good with steak and asparagus?
No.
Is that what you just said?
PBR. What are you drinking?
Nothing yet. I'm waiting on ice.
Waiting on ice.
Ice maker. Waiting on ice.
We don't go camping without it.
I don't leave home without it.
Cheers, buddy. All right, don't know how much you're going to be able to see. It's kind of dark. We got some light here, but we got a couple steaks grilling, asparagus, my PBR, Ken's weird seat, but he's not here yet. He's still waiting on ice. They're looking pretty decent. All right, Ken, dinner is served here. We got some steak and asparagus. What do you think?
I'm ready to eat.
I'm ready to eat too. You got a drink?
Yep.
I got a PBR. What do you got?
Vodka Sprite.
Vodka Sprite, a PBR, a couple ribeyes, and some asparagus. Not a bad way to spend an evening.
I'm in.
All right, the meal is done. Now the rest of the evening we're going to be sitting by here, sharing a good conversation and a couple beverages. So we will pick it back up tomorrow.